Alright, now it's time to talk about the thing. See you, Zilch. So, for whatever reason, there's no text box that goes off to let you know that you got the thing. But after that scene, you get the Seraph Comb. And I always found it really funny because not only does it not tell you that you got the Seraph Comb, but the Seraph Comb is also probably the strongest weapon in the entire game in terms of balance or just how strong, like stat-wise, how strong the Seraph Comb is in relation to what else is in the game at that time. This is probably the strongest weapon in the game. There are weapons like the Power Soul, and there's weapons like the ultimate weapons and stuff, but at the time you get them, you do have other noticeable strong weapons. The Seraph Comb is hilariously strong. To give you a small example, the Seraph Comb is stronger than the Nail Bat. The weapon that you get maybe 7 or 8 checkpoints after this, or 7 or 8 save points after this, whose sole purpose is to deal damage and nothing else, for the character that's supposed to deal a lot of damage, not as strong as the Seraph Comb. So that gives you an idea of how strong it is. I believe you do not get a weapon that gives you a bigger damage modifier than Seraph Comb until, like, I think it's 15 save points after this. Practically, like, a third of the game goes by before you find a weapon as strong as the Seraph Comb. For any character, not just Red 13, but any character. Not only that, but I believe it also gives you a magic boost. 47... Yeah. It gives you a pretty substantial magic boost as well. Mavic with the $100 donation! My man! Foam in the chat. Just wanted to say that I love the whole Cosmo Canyon part. Yep, it's still one of, if not my favorite part of the game. Thank you so much, Mavic, for the support. I appreciate it. The community appreciates it. The charity appreciates it. Thank you, my man. So yeah, I don't know if they made the Seraph Comb so strong because it's like story, you know? They just wanted you to have it for a long time because it's Seto's weapon or whatever. But for whatever reason, they just made the Seraph Comb unbelievably strong. I remember when I first learned about how strong the Seraph Comb was, and I was like, wow, that's pretty crazy that you don't get a stronger weapon for so long. But then when I realized that it's stronger than the Nail Bat, that's when I really realized, like, what in the world? The Nail Bat is literally supposed to just be strong and that's it, and it's for Cloud. And yet the Seraph Comb is stronger and has 4 slots and gives magic. Like, holy cow. It's just actually hilarious how strong the Seraph Comb is. Okay, I don't think there's anything else around here to talk about. I agree, it's always great when we have the main theme playing and we're talking. Yeah, now we never get to see the buggy breakdown. Yeah, I don't think they ever say anything about it being fixed either, so... They kind of just secretly fix it for us while we're in the cave or something. You can see the effects. Nice timing. You can see the effects of the Seraph Comb already. Roy, stick with the $5. Thanks for reminding me to forget haters and staying strong. Keep on making incredible content and I'll always come back. Thanks, Royce. Appreciate it, man. Alright, so you guys have to remind me about the piano because I do not remember. I want to say... you can jam on the piano now and get the gill, and I think you can also get the message, but I don't think you can get the limit until disc 2 or 3. But to be honest with you, I'm not sure. Yeah, I want to say it's only disc 3 that you can get the limit, but you can still jam on it and get the gill, I think. This is Nibelheim? I heard it burnt down. Yeah. What happened? I'm not lying. I remember the intense heat of the flames. I love Red 13's, like, I don't know, animation there. Also, I don't think you need to play it here. As long as you play it in the flashback, I think you're okay. I don't think you have to play it in the flashback and here and at the end to get the limit. I think it's just the flashback, but I'm not sure. Must get it and bring to Sephiroth, then become one with Sephiroth. This guy's number 5. Man with the black cape. He has a tattoo of the number 11. And he gave me an item. Let's go, reunion. Johnny 5 is alive. Platinum Fist. Where are you, great Sephiroth? So, I have a theory that has zero proof to it at all, but I'm going to tell you it anyways. There's a dummy to item in this game called mystery panties, and it's always been a joke in our community of like, where do you actually get the mystery panties? I think it's here. I think that in the flashback you get the underwear, and then I always thought that maybe if you got the underwear in the flashback and then you came here again, you'd get the mystery panties, but they dummied it out later. That's my theory on the mystery panties. Also, I think these are supposed to be stuffed animals. That looks like an anteater. This thing looks like a freaking demon. I don't know what that is. But I definitely remember playing the piano then. But why didn't it get burnt down? Jam. What a jam. Like, you have to play it. Do you have to play it multiple times to get the gill? I don't even remember. How do you get the 5 gill? Do you play it like 5 times or something? Is it the theme? I thought the theme was just for the limit. The mystery panties is for the Honeybee Inn? Nah, I think it's Tifa's. There it is. Tifa's Secret Savings. 1 gill came out of the keyboard. Yeah, you have to play it 3 times. I don't know, man. I think it's Tifa's. So, when I played this game as a kid, I never picked up on this whole scene, and I don't think I picked up on it till way later when I read into like more of the in-depth story. Also, these are like little baby reunion ites. Oh no, I'm not confusing. I just want to believe that the mystery panties are actually Tifa's. and they go with the orthopedic underwear as a bonus set. If you equip both at the same time, you get +5 luck. So anyways, I never really understood this whole thing. Like, how does it burn down but not burn down? And the biggest hint that you get is when you go into this house and talk to this guy. Wait, not this one. I think it's +5 back support. This one. Yeah. So this guy over here. Nice town, huh? We've been in business here for a long time. You're lying. Do you have anything to do with this town? How about being born and raised here? I was here until I was 14 and I don't remember you. It's not nice to lie. So, what happens is when Sephiroth burns down Nibelheim, Shinra wants to cover it up, just like they covered up a bunch of things. So they rebuild Nibelheim and place a bunch of Shinra employees there and tell them, like, live here and don't tell anyone you didn't live here for the past 20 years. So these are all Shinra employees that are told to lie. And when you go to the Shinra Corp, some of them kind of talk to you as if they don't really like Shinra, and they'll like give you secrets and stuff. But for whatever reason, these guys are actually, they must got paid pretty well, because none of them spoil it and lie, or tell you that they're lying. They all keep up the facade. He has a tattoo of the number 12. He has something. Can you hear the voice of Sephiroth? Is there a report in Tifa's house? Let me go see that. That's probably a better clue, huh? Where's the report at? In the fridge? Do you have a moment to listen about Sephiroth? Parents' room. I don't think I've ever read this report. I think this is new to me. Right here? This thing that looks like a piece of paper? Oh, in Tifa's room? I thought you said the parents' room. Oh, right here. I thought this was Tifa's room. I guess maybe in the flashback, she's just in her parents' room. Anyways. Or wait, was that wrong? Is this... Yeah, this is Tifa's room. Someone said parents' room. They must have been mistaken. Yeah, all good. Periodic report to Professor Hojo. 1. Clone activity report. Unfortunately, no clones have left this town this quarter. As previously reported, the clones seem to be sensing something, but all they say is reunion or Sephiroth and show no other signs of activity. A total of 8 people have visited this town this quarter. Fortunately, none knew about the incident 5 years ago. Therefore, no one knows the town is restored exactly as it was 5 years ago. Our staff, disguised as townspeople, have improved their acting skills, and we do not report any problems at this time, that is all. So there you go. It tells you right there. I probably read that before, but totally forgot about it. So that's cool. It says that exact, just spells it out for you right there. There's more. What, do you just click it again? Oh, that's it. Oh, are you talking about the letter? Yeah, that's when you get the limit. The letter from Zangan, which gives a lot of info on Tifa and stuff. What else? What else really? Cloud's room? I lived in this house until I was 14. No, but this town was burned down. Are you sick saying those things? Get out of here. Get out of here. I was trying to think if there's any more Cape guys. I think there's one here, yeah. Luxors. I don't think there's one upstairs. This town was supposed to have been burnt down 5 years ago. What the heck is going on? Sir, don't say such awful things. I was born and raised in this town. What you say never happened? Well, that's weird. Wait, which one gives you a... this guy? This guy gives you a mind source unless you talk to the luck source first? Is that what you're saying? That's wild. I never knew about that. I'm not even using sources anyways. I might use them later, but... never know. Yeah, that seems like an accidental thing. Did you read any of the fan translations for the new Tifa Aerith novel? The new one? No. Alright. Time for fun mansion shenanigans. So one thing we can get here is, oh god, help. Ah! How's it going, Mayo? One thing we can get here is question marks, which is a pretty useful enemy skill. Cool enemy skill, at least. Really useful in some challenge runs, especially Necrosis mod. But really useful in some challenge runs because it does static damage. It's a really annoying ability to get, though. Pow! Pow. So those of you that don't know, this is where you're supposed to get the code for Vincent. So there's 4 hints for the numbers that you have to find around the mansion. But the 4th one is hidden. It gives you a hint because it says there's 4 hints. So this one is in invisible ink. This is a really cool enemy, by the way. I love this guy. Girafelgo. Some of the enemies have weird names. What the heck is he meant to be? Crazy Shinra experiment? I don't know. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know laser one-shots that guy. I know there's a couple enemies that laser one-shots. I didn't know he was one of them. There's one later that I'll show off that's really nice. Yeah, laser is basically gravity. That's all it is. It's just a gravity attack. So anything that laser does, gravity will do also, if I remember correctly. Let's go ahead and get question marks first and then fight lost number. Not the mirror enemies, the scale enemies. The mirror enemies give you a really useful item. But the problem with the scale enemies that's annoying is the scale enemies take damage from only physical or magic, depending on which way they're tilted. And I think question marks is a counter? So you have to like figure out what you're supposed to hit them with and then let them counter. It's a bit annoying. Yeah, I might have to go upstairs now that you mention it. Oh, you're right. Is it the opposite? You have to not attack them? All I remember is that question marks is annoying to get. I don't remember why it's annoying. I just remember it being annoying. And I don't think you can manip them. I think they're immune. I've been great, Monster Hunter. Good to see you. I don't actually know how the mechanic works with this guy. I think you have to do like... I think you have to do a certain amount of damage and then this guy falls. Not sure. Doesn't much matter because he doesn't have that much health anyways, but... This mansion always reminds me of Resident Evil. Something about it. The little corridors with chests in the rooms and bookcases and secret passageways. There they are. That was quick. So now that they're flipped over, they will only take magic damage. Then they'll flip again and take physical damage. Let's see if we can get Red 13. Learn it. Because I can't manipulate him, I'm gonna make sure Red 13's the only one alive, so he's the only target. Unlucky. But yeah, the way question marks works is it does damage based on how much health you're missing. So if you're missing 500 health, it does 500 damage. And like I said before, it's static damage, so it can be useful against specific enemies. Because it always does that damage no matter what. Unless they're immune to it. And it can be pretty powerful. If you have max HP, and you go into a fight with 1 HP, it'll do 9,998 damage. Yeah, specifically for Ruby Weapon, it's a really good strat. Nice. By the way, for enemy skills, you need to win the fight to learn the skill. Even if it says you learned it, you have to win the fight in order for it to stick. This is not true of steals. You can steal something and run away and you'll keep it. Yeah, because this enemy is glitched and will not use question marks once you hit it once, that means that their question mark attack will always do 0. So, rip that AI. And yeah, we got Landscaper. Which sucks because now we don't get to use Clear Tranquil, which is a really good limit. It's basically, I believe it's a slightly better Healing Wind. It heals a bit more than Healing Wind, I think. But it also... maybe not. Maybe it heals the same, actually. But yeah, I already talked about how good Healing Wind is, so... Clear Tranquil is also really good. It's the replacement for Healing Wind later. Speaking of broken AI... let's talk about Lost Number. So, Lost Number is meant to be really difficult for this part of the game, because he's protecting Vincent. So, he's kind of really tough if you go in and fight him right now. The first part of the fight isn't too bad, but the second phase of the fight can be really tough. So if you do a bunch of physical damage to him, he will switch to his physical form. And in his physical form, he doesn't take much physical damage and deals a bunch of physical damage. So the idea is, whatever you do for the first phase, you need to do the opposite for the second. Which is kind of cool, because the scale enemy kind of works the same way, where you have to use physical and then magic, and then physical and then magic. Lost Number's the same way, where if you use a bunch of physical at the start, then he switches to his physical form, and then you have to do magic. Or vice versa, if you use a bunch of magic, he changes to his magic form, starts hitting you with really high level magic spells, and you have to use physical attacks to finish him off. The thing about Lost Number, the reason that he's so difficult is A, he's super fast, especially in his physical form. And B, he does a ton of damage, because like I said, he's supposed to be fought later. So his physical attacks can do upwards of like 1,200 damage, and they can crit. His magic spells are like, I think, 3rd tier and do a bunch of damage. And he can cast multiple different elements, so you can't just absorb them. So, he can be tough. However, would you believe... would you believe it if I told you there's a cheese? I'm sure you're shocked. Oh my god, you can cheese a boss in Final Fantasy VII? No way. There's 2 cheeses for this boss. The first one isn't too much of a cheese, it's just a good strategy, and that's to paralyze him. He can be paralyzed, so you can use Choco... I think you can use Choco Mogs. I think he can be stopped also. I'm not sure about that. Cross Slash paralyzes him, though. And then also Aerith's Limit Break paralyzes him. Can't think of the name. I'm blanking on the name. Her second one. So you can paralyze him, and that helps the fight out. He's really fast, though, so his paralysis doesn't last super long. Seal Evil. Yeah, thank you. But there is an even better cheese, and it's a cheese I talked about earlier, and it works on him, too. First, let's open the safe. The combination is 3610 5997. 36... 10 59. Cool. So because I went past 30, it's because I went past 36, I think. I wasn't sure if you're allowed to go past the first number or not. I think you are. It's also kind of weird because you go right 36 and then left 10 and then right 59, but then you go right again 97, which like isn't how safes work. Usually safes, you just go back and forth, but... Also, funny aside that I wanted to throw out, if you want to see the absolute, like, final boss of minigames ever, the super Chad high impact gameplay, go watch my ×3 playthrough, because for my ×3 playthrough, I forced myself to do all minigames in ×3 as well, and I had to do that in ×3, and good lord, it was the worst thing ever. It took me like 45 minutes to do it. It was so hard. Anyways. Ow. How did this guy fit in the safe? So, remember how I talked about how strong poison is? And remember how I talked about how Bottom Swell can be cheesed into his first phase with just poison? And remember how the Zolom was also cheesed into his first phase because of poison? Well, guess what? This fight's the same. If you poison him, and never attack him once his HP is at the threshold where he's going to change phases, which I believe is 50%. He will stay in his first form for the whole fight. So you can just sit here and play defensive, and he'll never go into his phase where things get real scary. You can just White Wind, Big Guard, whatever you need to do to stay alive. Yeah, that is kind of cheesy though. Sounds like beta strat. Sounds like baby strat to me. Now, even if you decide that... Okay, he's physical. Or no, that's magic. Never mind, I'm done. Even if you decide not to do the poison cheese, poisoning him is still a big help because he has a lot of HP, so poison does a lot of damage. So we need to do physical attacks because he's in his magic phase, which means I should probably put Red 13 back in the front because he's going to do the most physical damage. Nice, 420. Nice. And you get lots of XP because you're kind of supposed to fight him later. And Cosmo Memory, Red 13's ultimate limit. And Odin, who is pretty good. I think Lost Number is supposed to just be a Shinra experiment, because a lot of Shinra experiments go here. Like the creepy Yin Yang enemy and Vincent and Lost Number. It's all crazy Shinra experiments. Shinra experiments gone wrong. Plot twist, it's Angel. Yikes. Bats, bats, bats. Let's check out the big boy. Ever want to see someone cut a bat in half? I wanted to show the power of Odin materia, so I sawed this bat in half. That's a lot of damage. Yep, Odin is known in mythology to have a six-legged horse. So they gave him 6 legs. Sephiroth! Being here brings back memories. Brings back memories for me, too. Remember when we played the randomizer and he threw, like... I don't even remember what he threw. He threw, like, Corneo, I think. He threw, like, Corneo at me or something instead of the materia. Was that what it was? I remember it being something hilarious. Are you going to participate in the reunion? I don't even know what a reunion is. Jenova will be at the reunion. Jenova will join the reunion, becoming a calamity from the skies. Jenova, a calamity from the skies? You mean she wasn't an ancient? I see. I don't think you have the right to participate. I will go north past Mount Nibel. If you wish to find out, then follow. Reunion? Calamity from the skies? Ow. Was it nice? I also love how robotic he flies away. Like, he doesn't even do, like, a stretching arm thing. He just, like, flies face first. I don't remember if there's any reason to level up Destruct. I want it for potential added effect, but... D-Spell is pretty useful, but instead of D-Spell, you can just get the item from the enemies, the mirror enemies I was talking about earlier. So it's either level up Destruct or just get that item. To wake me from the nightmare. Who is it? I'm pretty sure that's how he says that. I didn't voice act, you know, the original game or the remake or anything, but I mean, I'm pretty sure. Never seen you before. You must leave. You were having a nightmare. You don't look good. Huh, a nightmare. My long sleep has given me time to atone. What are you saying? I have nothing to say to strangers. Get out. This mansion is the beginning of your nightmare. You can say that again. Huh? What do you know? Pretty good. Like you said, this mansion is the beginning of a nightmare. No, it's not a dream. It's for real. Sephiroth has lost his mind. He found the secrets hidden in this mansion. Sephiroth? You know Sephiroth? Cool backflip. You start first. So this one time, me and Sephiroth, we went to Dunkin' Donuts, so we got some donuts, but then he didn't pay me for the tip, and then he ran away, and now I'm trying to get him back. That's how it was. So Sephiroth knows he created 5 years ago. He was created 5 years ago. And about the Genova Project? He was missing, but he has just recently reappeared. He has taken many lives and is seeking the Promised Land. Now it's your turn. Sorry, I cannot speak. What? You're serious? Hearing your stories has added upon me yet another sin. More nightmares shall come to me now, more than I previously had. Now, please leave. Kind of ruins the moment. Randomly get into a fight. Oh no, is it? Bats. Bats, bats, bats! I believe Landscaper... Wait, does Landscaper do 0 damage? We'll find out. I want to say it does. I was pretty sure, but... You're still here. Who are you? At least tell us your name. I was with the Shinra Manufacturing Department in Administrative Research, otherwise known as the Turks. It's not Sephiroth, it's Vincent. Did anyone else think, when they played this game back in the day, that that was a mouth? Like the lower part of his or I guess the upper part of his coat? It's like a giant mouth with teeth. Do you see what I'm saying though? Like... Now that I've pointed it out, does it look like that to you? Giant braces teeth? No, you don't see it? It bothers me. Imagine if that was his mouth. It'd be like some super creepy demon. Vincent. The Turks? Formerly of the Turks. I have no affiliation with Shinra now. And you? Cloud, formerly of Soldier. You are also a Shinra? Then do you know Lucrezia? Who? Lucrezia. The woman who gave birth to Sephiroth. Gave birth? Wasn't Genova Sephiroth's mother? That isn't completely wrong, but just a theory. He was born from a beautiful lady. It's weird that even Vincent says Sephiroth was made 5 years ago when he wasn't. He knows he wasn't made 5 years ago. He was just turned into super crazy. Well, I don't know, because he always kind of was. Because he was... Why does Vincent say that? Why does Vincent say Sephiroth found out he was made 5 years ago when that's not true? Because that's not... I guess that's just... That was when his brain changed, but nothing about him changed. I think what they meant to say was like he went crazy 5 years ago. Yeah, but why would Vincent say that if he was asleep anyways? So I guess what they meant was like... Okay, maybe I read it wrong then. I should reread that. Let me look real quick. I'm curious. Maybe I misread it. I thought he said... I thought he said Sephiroth found out he was made 5 years ago, but maybe what he said was... Sephiroth figured out... Or I guess either way it could... If you say Sephiroth found out he was made 5 years ago, you could read it two ways. You could read it, he was created 5 years ago, or he found out he was created 30 years ago, 5 years ago. You know what I mean? So I guess you could just interpret it either way. I was interpreting it as the other way. So Sephiroth knows he was created 5 years ago. Well, see, the way they say that, it seems like it's the other way. So Sephiroth knows he was created 5 years ago. What they meant to say was, so Sephiroth found out he was created 5 years ago. Or, 5 years ago, Sephiroth found out he was created. That's what they should have said. But they say, so Sephiroth knows he was created 5 years ago. That implies that he was actually created 5 years ago. So yeah, it's just a bad mistranslation. Yeah, that isn't what it should say. It should say he found out about it 5 years ago. But because they say he knows, that implies that, like, he knows right now that he was made 5 years ago. Yes, that's what we're saying, Jolly. But the way that Vincent says it, it's like mistranslated. They should have said he learned about it 5 years ago. That lady was Lucretia. She was an assistant to Professor Gast of the Genova Project. Beautiful Lucretia. A human experiment? There was no way to cancel the experiment. I couldn't stop her. That was my sin. I let the one I loved, the one I respected most, face the worst. So you slept as punishment? Isn't that strange? That thinking. How's it going, Bob Squeak? Wait. So how does Vincent come from there if the door is right there? You can see the door in the corner, but he, like, comes from the other room. Because he's a vampire. Oh my god, look at Yuffie's face. Yikes. If I go with you, will I meet Hojo? Don't know, but we're after him and Sephiroth, so I guess sooner or later. Lucretia. Alright, I've decided to go with you. What? Being a former Turks, I may be of help to you. Alright then. We didn't ask you, but okay.